Alright, hey guys, welcome back. It's Heather here with Underwater Panther, and I have a couple of really huge announcements. I have been feverishly working on two extremely large books, which I am going to turn into two separate series here, but they do go together. So this is an introduction video to my currently two huge, over 400 pages books each. So this is an introduction video to what those books are about. So this is where psychology, astrology, trauma, alchemy, and the Aquarian Age comes together to create the most accurate soul maps you've ever seen. And today is big. So yes, I'm sliding in sideways. I am going to be doing sales. I missed Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but I will definitely have some gifts at the end of this video. Stick through until the end, because I am doing sales not only on these books, but my entire bookstore. I am going to be doing sales with a sales code through December 21st, the winter solstice. Alright, so this is the Aquarian Age, where the Aquarian Age comes together to create the most accurate soul maps you've ever seen. And today is big, because I'm officially opening the doors to two major books that I've been working on for months, but honestly years. I have finally finished my Scorpio or ENFP book. I started framing these books 8 years ago. So I have finished a ginormous, huge ego book as of tonight. I uploaded the book tonight on my website. It is over 500 pages, and it certainly is the most in-depth book I have ever written in my entire life. And so I've been writing books for many years, and I certainly, although I framed them 8 years ago, I have learned a lot since then, so I've really truly outdone myself. Alright, so these two books completely redefine how we understand polarity, power, purpose, and the future of human consciousness. So I do have two flagship releases. I am excited, I am exhausted. I have been working on these for hours and hours and hours the last couple of weeks, and it is extremely cold in here. I have my heater going. We got hit with, I don't know, 10 inches of snow, so you probably can see my breath. It's freezing in here. All right, so book number 2 is the Master Framework, Shadow Work, Polarity Integration, and the Hidden Architecture of Power, Sex, and Spirit in the Aquarian Age. So the first book is the Scorpio book. The second book is all about the Aquarian Age, which we are now in. So the second book, this is not just a book, this is the entire Aquarian Age decoded. If you've been feeling the world collapsing, changing, purging, and rewiring, this explains exactly why. Inside, you'll learn the Age of Aquarius blueprint, what Aquarius actually is, the archetype behind the age, the Taurus Scorpio spine of the new age. So I started actually writing the Aquarian book. I framed my Scorpio book many years ago, and I have written insane amounts of notes on Scorpio. I have 6,000 notes in my phone and my computer, and probably 25 books at least. And so I wasn't going to launch my Scorpio book until I finished my 400-page Aquarian Age book, and I realized how insanely important Scorpio is. and Taurus in the age of Aquarius. So the spine of the age of Aquarius is Taurus and Scorpio. I am thankful that I have my Taurus book launched, and I think that it is extremely important to hammer out Scorpio for the age of Aquarian understanding. So I will be doing both series throughout 2026. So why embodiment, sexuality, shadow work, and truth-telling are the new spiritual curriculum. So I will be breaking down polarity, feminine and masculinity, shadow work, in depth. So probably 3 series. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to break that down. Most likely I will be having 3 series going on at once: Scorpio, feminine, masculine, and Aquarian Age. So the Aquarian Age book, going through what it is about. The Venus, Mars, Saturn timeline, how the feminine fell, how the masculine wounded itself, and what 2026 through 2036 will demand of both. The 2024 through 2036 purge window, why corruption, deception, gender confusion, institutional collapse, and the shadow exposure are unavoidable. Cognitive function polarity, how the masculine and feminine exist inside your mind, not just your body. The masculine collapse and reconstruction, why men are failing, what caused it, and how to rebuild the masculine spirit. The feminine reclamation path, what the divine feminine actually is, not the pop spiritual version. Your role in the new age, your mission, your chart, your placements, and why you incarnated now. So the Aquarius book is for anyone sensing the global transition, healers, teachers, and visionaries, anyone feeling called to leadership, men wanting polarity repair, women reclaiming their feminine blueprint, and anyone navigating 2026 through 2036 consciously. Together, these 2 books give you a personal map and a collective map, your psyche and the future of humanity. All right, so I'm going to now bring up my Aquarian Age book preview. You can also find the, how many pages? 20-page Aquarian book preview that is also free. So this book is called The Master Framework, Shadow Work, Polarity Integration, and the Hidden Architecture of Power, Sex, and Spirit in the Aquarian Age. So that is the title of the book. So dedication, I will start with the dedication of the Aquarius Age book to the ones who were born remembering, to the women who carried the buried flame in their bones for lifetimes. So the Aquarius Age, we are moving into a more feminine era. The last 5,000 years has been masculine led through patriarchy, hierarchy, women not able to make their own money, etc., etc. Yes, you've probably heard it all by now. But we are now moving into a Venusian, Taurus, Scorpio, spined Aquarian Age. So I know you are feeling it. You may not want to understand it, but regardless, you are being ripped. If you are digging your heels into the ground, if you are digging your claws into whatever you are holding on to, it does not matter. We are in a new age. So I would suggest that you understand it rather than try to run from it, because there is no running from it. This is a collective new age. This is individual work as much as it is collective, but regardless, this is where the collective is heading. And you are also in that vehicle, not just your own body. So to the women who carried the buried feminine in their bones for lifetimes, who felt the tremor of Lilith beneath their ribs, who swallowed their rage to keep the world from breaking, who shapeshift to survive, and who are now reclaiming their voice, their body, and their birthright to be whole. To the men who inherited the ruins of collapsed empires. I am not only focusing on women, I am also focusing on men just the same. Both are important, obviously, just as important as the other. To the men who inherited the ruins of collapsed empires, who were taught to fear their own softness, to exile their hearts, to confuse performance with power, and silence with strength, and who now rise to rebuild themselves with courage, integrity, and truth. So this book is a hell of a lot about history of why empires collapsed, true history. This is also very deeply about integration of the masculine and feminine individually and collectively. To every soul who incarnated in the Pluto and Scorpio generation, millennials, Pluto and Sagittarius, and Pluto and Capricorn eras, the younger generations under millennials, the shadow excavators, the truth rebels, and the system breakers. I am a Pluto and Scorpio and am a millennial. And a lot of the Pluto Scorpios have been activated currently. Obviously, they have been activated. The highly conscious ones have been activated for a long time, but more are being activated now. So we are the ones who are carrying this new age. Okay, so those who came to expose what was hidden, to burn with what is false, and to prepare the world for what comes next. So understanding the Scorpio archetype as a Pluto in Scorpio helps a lot. I will tell you that right now. Individually and collectively. To the ones who saw the collapse before it came, to the ones who felt the timeline turning in their dreams, to the ones who refused to forget the old knowledge and refused to fear the new world, to the watchers, to the healers, to the architects of the next civilization, to the souls who walk with both fire and water, shadow and light, power and compassion. This book is for you. And to the underwater panther, the keeper of depth, the guardian of truth, the one who moves between worlds. May these pages honor the ancient contract that brought us all here for this moment in human history. So that was my dedication. The origin story of the Aquarian Age book framework, master framework. For most of my life, I sensed that the world was entering a change so deep it could not be explained by politics, psychology, or spirituality alone. Everything felt like it was unraveling: identity, gender, relationships, power, institutions, even truth itself. So I have been on an insane rampage of uncovering truth since 2001. Since 9/11, I have not trusted authority. In 2009, I started going into myself. I started bodybuilding extremely heavily, studying nutrition, getting into fitness, launching my own fitness. So I was in that realm for a very long time. 2012 was another huge initiation for me. I started studying a lot about how our food is not food anymore. All the chemicals in our food, the GMOs, you name it, the vax, I don't know if I can say that on here without getting freaking another strike. I started studying into a lot, all the corporations who owned a lot of the, what corporations owned what, the elite families. I started digging into religion, following families, the major families, just kind of where power went. And 2000 and I would say 2017, 18 is when I started getting into psychology. So this more spiritual, psychological portion of truth seeking. So I searched for an explanation that was grounded, precise, and not diluted by the love and light. I kind of dabbled into the New Age, but that was only through yoga, meditation. That was as far as I took it. I spent many years, over a decade, meditating, you know, binaural beats, guided meditation, you name it, dream work, lucid dreaming. Yoga was a huge thing. I was a vegan for a long time, bodybuilt for a long time. So yeah, I don't do New Age. I'm very well aware of what that is not. So yeah, not diluted by the love and light fantasies that dominate modern spirituality. Then the pattern revealed itself. Pluto in Aquarius is where we are right now, which is shifting all of us collectively into the age of Aquarius. The four sides of the mind, generational Pluto cycles, the masculine feminine polarity wound. I have been studying masculine feminine dynamics for 4 years now, 5 years. Geez, how long has it been? Oh my gosh, 6 years actually. Time is flying. 6 years. The rise of Venus, the Venusian age, the collapse of the false Martian 5,000-year cycle of the masculine rule, the collective mutation from Pisces to Aquarius age. So we are moving from the age of Pisces, disillusionment, into the age of Aquarius. I break that down in huge depth here. The Underwater Panther Master Framework was born. This book is not another astrology manual, trauma workbook, or spiritual manifesto. It is a structural blueprint for what is happening to humanity, personally, psychologically, sexually, generationally, and spiritually, between 2024 and 2044. You are living through the greatest identity rewrite in 26,000 years. This book is your map. So we have closed a 26,000-year cycle, a 5,000-year cycle, and a couple 100-year cycle. So there's multiple cycles that we have literally transitioned out of, and I explain all of that in depth here in this book. So what this book will teach you, I will go over that briefly. Humanity is mutating, not metaphorically, psychologically, neurologically, relationally, spiritually, and culturally. Pluto in Aquarius marks a civilization level reboot, a collapse of old power structures, and a rebirth of human identity. But this transformation is not random. It follows a strict polarity architecture. Ego, subconscious, unconscious, superego, Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, Pluto, Neptune, Scorpion, Serpent, Phoenix, Eagle, Dove, childhood, emotional identity, shadow, and integration. So everything can be really broken down into 4 parts. It makes it easier to understand. Every person, every generation moves through these stages. This book reveals how the inner masculine and feminine evolve through 4 psychological layers, why we repeat patterns, why we attract certain partners, why the shadow keeps resurfacing, why polarity collapses, and how it rebuilds individually and collectively and in relationships. How Pluto generations incarnate with specific tasks, Pluto generations. So I do break down the Pluto generations. The outer planets in your birth chart are more representational of generations as a whole, collective grid work, worldwide grid work, rather than just individual like your sun sign with your ego. So Scorpio generation exposes, Sagittarius generation reveals, Capricorn collapse, Aquarius rebuild the species. Why sexuality, gender, power, and the truth are collapsing. These are not cultural mistakes. They are symptoms of a planetary polarity reset. What you specifically came here to do, the new human. The last chapters show the end stage of evolution, integrated masculine, embodied feminine, Polarity Mastery, Aquarian Consciousness. This book is a map for navigating a world where truth rises, illusions die, and the human soul is finally rebuilt. Welcome to the new age. My Mercury is in Aquarian in the 11th house. I have a Pluto in Scorpio and Pisces Sun, Venus North Node. So this is literally why I am here on this planet. All right, so I will do a brief chapter by chapter summary page. You can go to my website in the description below, click on the Aquarius, the Aquarian, it's called the Underwater Panther, the Master Framework, Shadow Work, Polarity Integration, and the Hidden Architecture of Power, Sex, and Spirit in the Aquarian Age book. Click on that book on my website, click on the preview, and you can literally preview this for free. And I also have a 33% discount code, and I can go ahead and give that to you now. It will also be in the description box below. Let me find it. So the 33% off code is Phoenix 33, PHOENIX, Phoenix 33, and that gives you 33% off of all of my books and products, stickers, apparel, sweatshirts, tote bags, you name it. All right, so I got lost here. All right, chapter by chapter summary of the Master Framework for the Aquarian Age ebook. It is over 400 pages long. Part 1, the Age of Aquarius Framework, the cosmic, historical, and energetic blueprint of the new age. I will be making a video series of this throughout 2026. All right, so chapter 1, Pluto and Aquarius, the new human blueprint. You can view this for free. What Aquarius actually is, why Pluto transforms civilizations, and why polarity repair has become the defining collective lesson of our era. Chapter 2, the past ages and their masculine, feminine spines. I'm not going to break that down too much. I'm running out of time here. Chapter 3, the Venus, Mars, Saturn timeline, understanding 26,000 year cycles, the fall of femininity, the rise of wounded masculinity, sexual inversion collapses, and the return of the unexiled feminine and restructured masculine. This is a worldwide feminine healing within both men and women, believe it or not. Individually and collectively. Chapter 4, where we are now, 2012 through 2036. The awakening doorway, the 2020 collapse, the 2024 through 2026 entry into Pluto Aquarius, the 2028 through 2036 prosecution era, and the 2036 through 2044 rebuild, breaking down that timeline in depth. Part 2 goes into the Taurus-Scorpio axis, the Venusian spine of the Aquarian Age, the body, the shadow, polarity, repair, and the collapse of distortion. Chapter 5, why Taurus-Scorpio grounds the Aquarian Age, pleasure versus power, body versus shadow, truth versus illusion, survival versus embodiment, and why the age hinges on this axis. Chapter 6, the collective purges, 2024 through 2036, sexual secrets, down low culture collapse, child protection, institutional corruption, biological truth wars, relationship breakdowns, financial instability, and global Scorpio rage. Chapter 7, healthy, toxic, and integrated masculine and feminine, the collapse of performative masculinity, the collapse of wounded femininity, and the emergence of integrated polarity for both men and women. Part 3, polarity integration psychology. So this is the biggest portion of this book. Chapter 8, masculine and feminine archetypes across the zodiac. Each sign has a polarity teacher and initiator. Chapter 9, why Scorpio represents polarity repair. Scorpio as the axis of shadow, desire, death, rebirth, and the restoration of truth. Chapter 10, Gemini and Pisces as polarity distortions. Fragmentation, illusion, escapism, duality, disassociation, and deception. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I found this out many years ago, and I'm slowly putting everything together. It is absolutely wild. Chapter 11 goes through the stages of Scorpio evolution that we all go through in our lives. Scorpion, Serpent, Phoenix, Eagle, and Dove, with corresponding ages, planetary activations, and yin and yang evolution. Chapter 12, Lilith, Chiron, the nodes, and the feminine asteroids. Insanely important for feminine integration. Look into your asteroids in your dang birth chart, as well as Lilith and Chiron. That is the key to your own individual integration within your feminine for men and women. We were not taught about the asteroids. It's not a huge topic in astrology. Only the elder, more wise, more seasoned astrologers talk about the asteroids, Lilith and Chiron. I break that down in chapter 12. The feminine wounds, masculine repair cycles, and the archetypal curriculum hidden in the chart. Chapter 13, cognitive function polarity, masculine and feminine functions, hero versus inferior, parent versus child, nemesis versus demon, mapped to planetary equivalents. So I do tie in psychology, obviously. How trauma distorts function development and creates gender distortion throughout your life cycle. Chapter 14, how trauma, planetary cycles, and cognitive functions interlock. A full psycho-spiritual model showing how trauma activates planetary placements and reorganizes the four sides of the mind. Don't you worry, I'm going to get this on YouTube in video series. If it takes me an entire year to get through a 400 and 500 page book, 900 pages, breaking all of this down, I will get this on YouTube. I can promise you that. It might take me a year. Chapter 15, trauma, polarity, and planetary integration. A step-by-step look at how trauma fractures polarity, how planets express distortion, and how reintegration begins. Chapter 16, trauma, polarity, planets, and four sides integration. The full repair model, how to move from fragmentation into unified consciousness. Chapter 17, the full masculine timeline, the rise, fall, distortion, collapse, and rebirth cycle of masculinity across ages and centuries. And I also break down the full feminine timeline, the exile of the feminine, the collapse of purity codes, the return of feminine sovereignty in the Venusian healing era. Chapter 18. Chapter 19, the polarity repair protocol. A practical method for embodying integrated masculine and feminine energies for individuals and relationships. Chapter 20, the 2026 through 2036 initiation window. The rites of passage of the Aquarian decade, spiritual, relational, sexual, psychological, and societal. So my goal through 2026 is to get all of this information from these two books onto YouTube. That is my sole purpose here, and by 2026 I want to get more in depth. So this is the foundation. I have not decided yet if I'm going to do the foundation on, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the book on YouTube for free, and then I will get a second volume. For those that are interested in this, I will be doing actual courses behind a paywall. This has taken me an insane amount of studies, insane amount of time. I am a full working mother. I have 2 children I have sole custody of, so this is my sole purpose. I take this actually pretty seriously. If you cannot tell, I'm going to put as much as I can for free on YouTube. Any type of support, likes, subscribes, donations, buying a book or 2, anything, it certainly will help immensely, and I can never thank you enough. But I do plan on, with my later volumes, I will be putting that work behind a paywall into courses. That is my plan. Just FYI. Chapter 21, the polarity curriculum of the Aquarian Age, what humanity is being forced to learn, and how these lessons reorganize identity, sexuality, politics, and spirituality. Chapter 22, how to prepare your body, mind, and relationships for 2026 through 2036. Embodiment techniques, nervous system recalibration, sexual polarity repair, masculine, feminine balancing, and shadow detox before the shift. All right, so then we get into the last part, I believe. Yes. No, second to last part. The masculine collapse and rebuild cycle. Chapter 23, the collective masculine collapse, 2012 through 2026. Why the masculine is failing psychologically, sexually, spiritually, relationally, economically, and archetypically. Chapter 24, the masculine dark ages, lost rite of passage, collapsing of integrity codes, fatherlessness, porn culture, sexual inversion, and weakened archetypal structure. Chapter 25, why men are failing today, the 5 masculine wounds, the absence of mentors, the collapse of societal initiation, men are not initiated into manhood, and the loss of masculine identity. Chapter 26, sexual polarity distortion, why modern sexuality is inverted, depolarized, and psychologically disconnected from the body. Chapter 27, I get into Mars, Saturn, and Pluto, the male evolutionary map, broken down astro-psychologically. Oh, I see a edit error. I'm gonna have to upload this again. Great. All right, chapter 28, Pluto, masculinity, and the underworld of power. The shadow side of masculine power, dominance, secrecy, corruption, and transformation. Chapter 29, the hidden architecture of Pluto masculinity, the underworld wiring of men, sexual shadow, power shadow, and karmic shadow. Chapter 30, the sexual underworld of Pluto, taboo desire, addiction, secrecy, down low culture. I am going to be breaking the down low culture down. That is another terrible initiation that I found myself in, and is another reason why I wrote my Scorpio book. Unfortunately, that slapped me in the face. Alright, so the healing of sexual truth. So yes, I have my own biases. Yes, I have my own experiences, my own traumas. Everyone is biased, for goodness sakes, but I am coming from a place of truly, truly, truly caring. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, I care for men and women. So I'm not going to throw one or other under the bus. I am going to be breaking this down. Unlike I'm not going to sit here and give you my boohoo whatever story. That's not what this is about. I refuse. I am very professional, and I will be breaking it down psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, culturally, individually. You're not going to find this anywhere else, and I certainly pride myself on that, and I cannot wait to get these video series out into the mainstream, because the feminine has swung, obviously. I mean, it's hard not to swing too far. Eventually we're going to find ourselves more balanced in the middle. We need the proper information and knowledge and wisdom in order to do so. So that is another reason why I am doing all of this. All right, 31, we have the masculine wound map, a complete psychological terrain of the masculine wounds and how they express in modern men. Chapter 32, the masculine rebuild cycle, 2026 through 36. Chapter 33, the healthy masculine blueprint, clarity, leadership, integrity, embodiment, and polarity mastery, the fixed masculine structure of the new age. The masculine developmental map, the upgraded maturity arc for men from childhood through elderhood. Chapter 35, Teachings for Men, How to Actually Change, the practical roadmap for healing, growth, sexual embodiment, and polarity repair. Chapter 36, Inner Masculine Repair for both genders, restoring the internal masculine so that the feminine can rise without distortion. We have many more to go. All right, so generational evolution, polarity integration, psychology. This is extremely interesting. The full synthesis, trauma, planets, polarity, cognitive functions, shadow integration collectively and individually, the Pluto generations and their task, Leo through Aquarius, why each generation arrived, and the karmic work they carry. Chapter 39, I just did another edit, which means I'm going to re-upload this free book preview because I cannot stand errors like that. It has to be visually pleasing, and that is another thing that takes me so long. Chapter 39, the Pluto and Scorpio generation. The shadow healers, the down low reversers, sexual truth tellers, and trauma alchemists of the Aquarian Age. Chapter 40, public figures by generation and archetype. I give you a list of people that I view as public figures by generation and their categories of teaching. Collapse, Justice, and Rebuild, Chapter 41, what collapse actually looks like, media, institutions, gender frameworks, financial systems, and the masculine structures breaking down. Chapter 42, will the elite be punished? Karmic law versus systematic collapse, how justice plays out in ages, not headlines. Chapter 43, what men must do, the masculine action path during the Aquarian transition. Chapter 44, what women must do, the feminine reclamation path, truth, embodiment, sovereignty, and Venusian magnetism power. And the final chapter, preparation and embodiment. Chapter 45, the new human practices, shadow detox, nervous system upgrades, polarity integration between masculine and feminine, individually, financial reorientation, relational transformation, and Aquarian embodiment. Alrighty, you can find that for free in the Aquarian preview in the description below on my website. Click on that book and you can view all that for free if you are interested. Alright, so sale announcement, 33% off of everything. So everything, all of my books, all of my products, my stickers. You can find my Astro-Psychological key cards. Each 12 of the personality types has a key card. You can get that as a sticker now, or you can buy my books. I'm going to break down, give a brief rundown of all of my books. So I have the Elemental series. I have the air signs or the intellectuals. I have a book, 4 books. I break down each element, the air or intellectuals, the earth signs or guardians, the fire signs or artisans, and the water signs or the idealists. So I break down each of those personalities within that element. In a nutshell, you can find these key cards in those book series. So they are all 33% off, which makes them $7.37 currently per book. There is a Soul Temple Philosophers and Templars Soul Mission book. I break down the Soul Temple archetypes, philosophical minds, moral codes, and the Templar mission. The Soul Temple is the Pisces, INFJ, Scorpio, ENFP, Capricorn, ISTJ, and Aries, ESTP. Those 4 personalities are in the Soul Temple if you're interested in your virtues and vices according to that. Look into that. I have an Aquarian or INTJ series. There are 3 or 4 books still free. I've not gotten 11 people to download those yet, so there are free books as well. The Emotional Mastery Guide for the Aquarian or INTJ is not free, but it is 33% off. There is a Wealth Guide for Aquarians, Nervous System Reset for Aquarius. I spent an entire year going over Aquarius or INTJ alone due to my own mind being in Aquarius in the 11th house, as well as this being the Aquarian Age. I wanted to hammer Aquarius first. I have many different books and videos on Aquarius. Check that video playlist out. I do have all of my videos organized in playlists. Check that out. Check these ebooks out. So I have an Emotional Mastery Guide, Wealth Guide, Nervous System Reset, Boundaries, Architecture, Cognitive, and Planetary Architecture. I break down each of that. It is beautiful. Those are probably visually my favorite books I have ever created. Some of those are free. Check them out. Life Purpose Guide for Aquarius. All right, so I have, how many ego books do I have? I thought I had a list. Oh yes, so I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm halfway done. I'm halfway done. I have all of the ego 12 personality types outlined. I have 6 ego books done right now. I have Libra, ENTP, Gemini, ENTJ, Taurus, ESTJ, Aries, ESTP, Pisces, INFJ, and Scorpio, ENFP, Ego Master books done. Check them out. They're 33% off. And as well as all of my products. So yes, I am about an hour and a half out. So anyways, this is just an introduction video for these 2 books. Welcome to the new Aquarian Age. You are probably seeing in the news every single thing you can think of is being shifted, altered, forever changed in this Aquarian Age, collectively and individually. So I have created a huge 400+ page roadmap of what the hell is going on historically in the past, as well as presently and into the future. So thank you so much for being here. I am so exhausted and happy that I have finally finished these books, and now I can start on my video series. So yeah, buckle up. We are just getting started. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my books, my products. I have t-shirts, Underwater Panther. I have 1 collection posted. Launched, I suppose would be the actual term. I have 1 collection of apparel launched. There are 2 more collections that I am actually still working on, and will launch those as well. I just wanted to get these books done so that I can work on more things. So anyway, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so very much for being here, and I can promise you that you're not going to find this anywhere else. Bits and pieces, yes, but I have put my entire heart and soul time into this, so I do appreciate you. Thank you for being on this path. It is not it's becoming more common. I've been on this journey since forever. I've been quiet, silently studying and working behind the scenes, but yeah, I'm so happy to be more vocal about what I've been studying for the last 15-20 years of my life. So many people are waking up, joining in, living the life, embodying. So I'm here to help you. I've been on this journey for a very long time, and I'm so happy to see more people understanding collectively in a heart and soul very heart and soul level of consciousness. It is actually, I'm very happy to be alive in this day and age. So keep your heads up. This is just the beginning. Buckle up, and I will see you in the next video.